Welcome back to Inside Africa. I'm David McKenzie reporting from Rwanda. Conservationists have named 2009 the year of the gorilla, and one of our closest relatives has never been more threatened. Here in Rwanda, gorillas are a source of national pride and a major income because of tourists. So we spent some time in these mountains to see how they're doing. Sabyinyo volcano towers over the road in northwest Rwanda. It's just after dawn, and this is gorilla country, a magnet for tourists who flock to this remote part of Africa from across the globe.
We have 4 youngest babies. This the baby, this the baby, this the baby, and this the baby.
Just 8 people are allowed to visit each gorilla group, and they're offered waiting lists to get up the mountain, making gorilla spotting one of the most sought-after day trips in the world. So this volcanic wall separates us from the gorillas. It's about a 20-minute walk in the forest, and hopefully we'll see them. It would be impossible and unwise to try and spot the gorillas in their dense jungle habitat on your own. So the Rwandan army provides security, and trackers monitor the gorillas' movements. As the trackers come into view, we know the gorillas are close. There's a family of gorilla here. They're under the bamboos, they're relaxing, they're cuddling, and it's just amazing how human-like they are. And this, coming here to Rwanda, is really one of the truly unique experiences for anybody. So nearly 20,000 come each year. There are fewer than 800 mountain gorillas left on the planet, so park officials must weigh the money against the risks. Gorillas share 98% of our genetic code, and it's even possible to give them a cold. So the small groups of tourists have to stay well away from the gorilla families. For Ohio native Ann Wendling, it's a dream that was almost lost.
I've wanted to come for several years, and a couple of years ago I actually had the opportunity to come and was seriously getting ready for that trip and was diagnosed with breast cancer and could not come. Well, to finally see them in their natural environment is just almost indescribable.
For the privilege, tourists pay $500 just for the gorilla permit. And the Rwandan government has been lauded for its conservation-first approach to gorilla tourism.
We've hosted the top people in the world, and we've hosted the humble people. But when they get to the gorillas, everybody is the same. They really become like children who have seen a sweet. And that's really the experience that this is a place that humbles everybody, however big you are.
And no matter what your background, visiting the gorillas is an intensely personal encounter with the rarest of primates, a precious hour with Africa's giant ape, and a chance to see ourselves in the eyes of one of our closest relatives. The Russian artist Marc Chagall once said that great art picks up where nature ends, and that's a perfect segue into our next story. If people come to Rwanda, they often go back home with a painting by Pascal Bashaija. He's known for his innovative use of mixed media, and he's been developing a following for 3 decades here in Rwanda and elsewhere. We spent some time with the artist at home to learn about his methods and his philosophy.
When I paint my paintings, I base them on the daily life of Rwandans and what I see every day around me. That doesn't mean that I only paint what I see in Rwanda, because when I travel, I might see something that strikes me, and it inspires me to turn it into a painting. You express yourself because of what is inside of you. When you express something from your heart, that is when you express yourself well. For me, whatever I see it as a painting. I might see someone smiling or dancing or someone singing, and I see these things differently, as a scene, as a painting, and I bring it to life in the abstract. I might say that the reason my art is good is because it comes from inside me, and the way I express it is from within my heart, and my heart is musical.
ibintu by'amaherere byaguriye iki gihugu.
The tragedy that affected Rwanda is not normally how Rwandans are. Based on what happened, people might think that Rwandans are killers. But for me, I don't refer to what happened in our past in my work, because in Rwanda's original culture, the culture of killing never existed. When I paint, I don't refer to the genocide, because I want to show that Rwandans were not born to do these things, and our country needs to move towards a better world.
Pascal Bashaja might find inspiration from Rwanda's past, but even he knows that the country is moving forward. And as the old saying goes, God might spend his time elsewhere during the day, but he sleeps every night right here in Rwanda. That does it from me in Kigali, Rwanda. I'm David McKenzie. Now back to Aisha in the studio.
What a lush landscape. Let's hope Rwanda continues to set an example for overcoming a brutal past. And though we must leave it, be sure to tune in next week for a brand new Inside Africa. And you can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/CNN Inside Africa. Thank you for watching.